This is how all our oceans would have once functioned before humans came along. Super productive, fast-breeding engines of life, driven by predators. So if all our oceans were once like this, what changed? Finding the answer to that question is what this man has dedicated his life to. He knows that before we humans were around, even this Florida dock would have been just like Palmyra.
If you fell off this 100 years ago, there would be a very high probability of a shark attack. And there would have been 500 6-foot sharks swimming around. That would not be a really cool place to jump into the water.
Dr. Jeremy Jackson is considered one of the world's leading ocean scientists. He has spent his life analyzing data that reveals the full story of our human relationship with the sea. Over a cold beer, Jackson tells me there's one factor that really stands out in explaining what changed our oceans: overfishing. And to convince me, he's brought along an unusual bit of evidence.
So these are a series of pictures that started out from the work of
photographs taken right here in Florida across the decades, showing sports fishermen with their catch. Same dock, same season, same ocean, but very different fish.
I mean, there's just no way that one can misinterpret what's happened here, which is that we've eaten all of these, and then we've eaten all of these, and now all we have left is these. So these are just emblematic of a panoply of gigantic creatures that used to live here.
So once upon a time, the oceans had monsters. Today, it's down to shrimp.
Today it's down to shrimp and clams and squid and whatever, and that is what's going on in the ocean today.
Today, we take more fish from the ocean every year than 3 times the weight of the entire population of the United States. Jackson dug deep into the past, compiling one of the most comprehensive records ever of our human impact on the oceans. He spent 40 years mapping the change from a productive, predator-filled ocean like Palmyra to where we are today, and projected this timeline into the future.
There used to be a lot of big animals. We ate them. There used to be a lot of 3-dimensional structure: mangroves, kelp forests, coral reefs. They're being leveled. There used to be very few bacteria and stuff in the water. Now there's massive cloud of bacteria. That is what's going on in the ocean today. That is the rise of slime.
This sobering idea of a rise of slime is not just about overfishing. It's fueled by coastal development and pollution, and even climate change. It's a perfect storm.
I like to sometimes talk about the dead zonification of the global coastal ocean. It's basically a reversal of 600 million years of evolution. It's the taking over of the ocean by the bottom of the food chain. And so what we get is the overrunning of the coastal ocean by a pea soup of bacteria and other microbes. And then that sets off an explosion of jellyfish, which are really the only things that can eat these microbial plankton.
This rise of slime is already starting to take hold. Around the world, fishermen are under siege. Instead of sharks at the top of the food chain, the top predators here are primordial, brainless jellyfish.
A lot of the microbes in the rise of slime will kill you.
Now, our annual catch of jellyfish is approaching 500,000 tons.
We get the explosions of everything we don't want. What I like to call the rats and cockroaches of the apocalypse.
Maybe this is Jackson's apocalypse playing out right in front of us. But I know there are ways to tackle each and every element that make up Jackson's perfect storm.
You know, the guy's nickname is Dr. Doom, but he's a really nice guy, and he laughs when he's telling you these most horrific things that are going to happen to the ocean. But the key word, I think, for me is the rise. Slime hasn't fully risen yet, which means there's some hope. There is some possibility that we could escape that fate, at least in some parts of the planet.
The first hurdle to overcome in averting the rise of slime is dealing with overfishing. And that all starts with understanding in detail what the fish in our oceans are doing. For so long, they've been out of sight and out of mind.